Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about something rather different and rather interesting. We're going to be talking about all the lights that's there on your dashboard. There are a lot of lights that are there on the dashboard and there are a lot of different colors, and we're going to be talking about why these different colors and what some of those icons even mean. But before that, guys, I would like to point out that recently I went through my YouTube analytics and I realized that 94% of my viewers aren't subscribers. And guys, I would like to request you all to please subscribe to the channel, because that will motivate me to continue making a lot of videos. So if you guys are visiting here for the first time, hit the subscribe button, and by the end of the video, if you like this video, please hit the like button and share this video if you all think one of your friends, family, colleagues, anybody would want to know such information, because we make informative topics. We have also a lot of car reviews. We talk about a lot of things all related to automobile. So if you're an automobile enthusiast, or if you're looking to buy a car, or if you want to have any knowledge, let me know. Comment in the comment section and I shall make a video on it. And this channel is primarily focused on videos only for automobiles. So guys, do subscribe to the channel. And enough of self-promotion, let's get to the topic. What are all the dashboard lights and what do they all mean? So guys, let's try to understand what the different lights are on the dashboard. There are multiple amount of lights that comes on, especially when you just start the car. When you start the car up, the dashboard is lit like a Christmas tree, and then all of them go away once you start moving. There are three primary colors that you will see on your dashboard, or in majority cases dashboards and different manufacturers have different color schemes, but usually the symbols are almost the same or almost identical. So let's look at the first color, and which is the most important color. So if this color is constant on almost all vehicles, it's red. Okay, now the next color that is there is amber or orange. In certain cars it is amber, in certain cars it's orange, and the third color that's there is green or blue. Now again, this green or blue depends on the manufacturer, but let's now go to the red one. Now the red one, when you see a red warning light on your dashboard, it means that something important is there, and you should at that moment take your car to the side and stop it immediately, because if you continue driving with that red light on, you might be damaging something very severely, which will be very much more expensive in the long run. So it is better to just keep your car on the side and stop your car as soon as you see a red light. The next color is amber or orange. Now amber or orange, also the car is trying to tell you that if this particular color icon comes on, your car requires servicing really quickly. It's not very immediate. It doesn't mean that you have to at that moment go on the side and stop the car and check the car, but it means that you have a little bit grace period of time where you can take the car to the nearest service center, because there's something might be wrong with it. The last light that we're going to be talking about is the green light or the blue light. Now in certain manufacturers provide that light as green, and certain manufacturers provide that light as blue. Essentially it means the same thing. It is just for information. That is just to tell you, like for example, it might be as simple as like your headlights on, so the headlight indication, your high beam is on, so it might be blue, or your fog lamp might be on. So these are certain lights that are only just for the information. The basic logic of all these lights on the dashboard is to communicate. The car is communicating with the driver. It is a dialogue that's happening between what is happening with the engine, what is happening in the car, and it's trying to inform the driver what is happening, so the driver can act upon it. So it's a dialogue between the two. It's a cockpit of sorts. Now usually in most normal cars and affordable cars, we have everything that's coming to us from this particular dashboard. But in more advanced cars like the Mercedes and all the other fancy cars, the luxury cars and even sports cars, we have information that has gone from the dashboard to the center panel, and a lot of driving aids and sports aids and everything comes on that as well as on the center panel. But they are still indicated on the dashboard in the traditional manner with icons which are familiar with everybody, and everyone should know what these icons mean, is because the car is trying to give you information of that sort. It might give you more information in the center console, in the massive infotainment system of your luxury car, but the icon will still appear on the dashboard, because that is standard for all cars and that has to happen for all cars. Now guys, let's talk about a few lights that we see on our dashboard. Let's go in the order of color. Let's talk about the very urgent and important ones, the red color. Now this symbol everyone has seen. As soon as you put a handbrake up, as soon as you apply the handbrake, your electronic handbrake or your manual handbrake, you'll see this icon that comes up. This means the car is in, your handbrake is on, and that means it has to be disengaged. That means the handbrake has to be put down, or your handbrake has to be, your electronic handbrake has to be switched off before you start moving ahead. Otherwise you might damage the car. So it is highlighted in red. And also while you're driving, if this is on, that means your handbrake has been engaged and you need to quickly put a handbrake down, or there might be a problem with, say, the handbrake itself and the braking system itself, so it needs to be checked immediately. Hence, you need to park the car on the side, because if your handbrake is down and you're driving and this light pops up, that means something is wrong with your braking system of the car. And it is extremely important to park the car on the side, and get it to a safe spot and park it, for the sole reason that if you continue driving with this kind of a warning light on, you might not be able to brake. It might be a problem with your brake fluid. It might be a problem with your brakes overheating. It could be a lot of problems. So it is good to park the car on the side and get it checked immediately. The next warning light is the engine temperature light. Now the engine temperature warning light is basically a thermometer on a fluid to show that the amount of temperature inside the engine bay is extremely hot. Inside the engines itself is extremely hot. This could be because the coolant level inside the engine is low, or that the engine is overheating, and this needs to be addressed really quickly. So you should move the car on the side, because your engine might start smoking if you ignore this and you continue driving. So it is important that you park the car on the side and you get it checked immediately and not continue driving. This could also damage the internal parts of your engine, because if the engine is too hot and the fluid is not managing to cool the engine inside properly, your pistons could be rubbing against the piston well, and it could cause friction and damage the pistons, and also could cause a lot of more severe, more expensive damages. So it is good to park the car on the side, and if it's just the fluid that's required, the coolant that's required to be filled up, it will be much cheaper than actually continuously driving with this warning light on and ignoring it and causing more damage to the car in the long run. Oil pressure is also similar to the temperature. If the oil pressure is high inside the engine, that means the oil is less, or the oil is unable to lubricate the pistons and the entire system properly, which again will cause wear and tear and smoking of the engine. So if this warning light comes up like the previous one, we need to park the car on the side immediately and address it and see why this warning light is happening. Now these warning lights can also happen if there's a problem with the particular sensors that provide information to the driver about this through the dashboard. There might be a sensor related problem, but if there's a sensor related problem, it's perfectly fine, and that just needs to be addressed by a mechanic. They can even reboot it from the ECU, electronic control unit of the car, if there's a sensor related problem. But it is still better to park the car on the side and get it addressed, because if it is not a sensor related problem and the sensor is reading right that the oil pressure inside the car or the temperature of the engine is too hot, it will damage the pistons, which is a more bada kharcha and a more expensive affair in the long run. So park the car on the side when these red warning lights come, because they are extremely crucial. Now the next one, it looks like a little Lego block. It is the battery. Like we can understand the positive, negative. It only is trying to tell you that this light usually comes up when your car is not started, but the first ignition is put in, that your battery is using up power right now. The power from the battery is getting used up and the alternator is not charging the battery. What it's trying to tell you is that the battery has power and it is sending it to the car, but it is running out of battery and it is not getting charged up by the engine. So while the engine is rotating, we have the alternator belt that's charging up the battery at all times. And if the car is right now in a position where the engine is not started, but the first ignition is kicked on for the AC blowers to start, this can use up the battery and the voltage in the battery is getting low. If this happens, your car might not start, and if it's an automatic car, your car is not going to be able to be push start as well. So it's extremely important to look at this warning light. It is again in red for the sole purpose that your car is not going to be able to start up if this light is on. And even if you're traveling continuously and this light pops up, it means that the alternator is not charging your battery and you need to get your alternator belt checked or the voltage of the battery checked, because the power is not getting inside the battery. It could also be a problem with the alternator belt, and it could also be a problem with the charging terminals. So yeah guys, treat this very importantly, because if you have an automatic car, that means your battery is not charging, and if it's an automatic, like I said, you will not be able to push start the car like a manual car. Now let's come to some more relaxing ones, like the amber and the orange ones. The red ones are the scary ones and there are multiple of them. I'll make a blog on this and I'll tell you all more information on each particular warning lights in my website. I'll put a link to that in the description below. But let's move on to the next one, the orange one. Now this particular orange warning light is the check engine light. Now when this comes on, this usually does come on even when you are starting your car up, but it goes away once you start the car off completely after a point of time. Now the engine warning light is basically that the check engine light is basically that the engine needs to be checked. There is some problem with the engine and it is not something that has to be addressed immediately, but you can take some time and go to the service center and get it checked up. That means you can continue driving the car for a little bit longer and get it checked, but make sure you get it checked and do not ignore it. It's not something that can be ignored. Now when this particular light again starts blinking continuously, that means it's a warning that something is really going wrong. I need to get it checked immediately. So the check engine light might come on at times, but you have some grace period to go to the service center. But if it's blinking continuously, you got to go immediately to the service center and get it checked up immediately. So that's the difference between the two. Now usually when cars are remapped, like people remap their cars to make the cars more powerful and give them more displacements, this check engine light does come on as well. It usually comes on after you start traveling for a distant point of time. It basically is trying to tell you that there might be a sensor problem, or there might be something that's done with the engine completely. So just get it checked up. So you should make sure you go to the nearest service center and get it checked up. They will see if it's an ECU related problem and can be resolved just through a update in the software, or you have to get it checked up, or the engine has to be physically gone and checked in. The next one that we're going to be talking about is also in orange. It is the ABS. Now ABS is anti-lock braking system. Now what the anti-lock braking system does is that it prevents the car from skidding when you're braking hard. Suppose there's an object in front of you and you brake extremely hard to prevent hitting that object. What happens is that if your car does not have ABS, the wheels lock up. Your brake calipers will hold the disc brakes very hard and the car will end up skidding out of control. So to prevent the car from skidding out of control, the ABS kind of dabs on the disc brakes to prevent complete lock of the wheels and prevents the car from skidding, because if your car tires are locked, that means you will skid out of control. So to prevent that from happening, the rotation still has to be there, so the ABS is on. Now if the ABS warning light comes on while you're driving, that means that ABS is not activated. That also means that if you're going to have to do an emergency brake, your ABS will not be able to support you at that point of time, and it's extremely crucial that you get it checked up as well. ABS lighting up does not mean that there's something wrong with the braking system. Note, this is very important, that there's nothing wrong with the braking system. The brakes are still fine of the car, everything is still fine, but there's a fault in your ABS or your ABS sensor, and your ABS will not work if you have to make an immediate stop to prevent the car. Your car will end up skidding out of control and the ABS will not be able to protect the car from skidding. Now this logo is tire pressure monitor. It basically trying to tell you that one or more of the car tires pressure is lower than the amount that it requires to be. Now every tire, as per the duty that it has, if it's on a bigger car, an SUV, or if it's on a smaller car like a hatchback, or even on a big luxury car like the Rolls-Royce, have different tire pressures. Bus tires have different tire pressures, and the tire pressures are written on the side on the tire wall. So every car has a different tire pressure, and the tire pressure is feeding that information of the tire pressure. It goes to the dashboard, and this icon comes up. If this icon comes up, that means one or more of the tires in your car have a lower pressure as compared to the other wheels, and you need to go to the air filling guy and get your tire checked or filled up properly again. The tire pressure could go down for multiple reasons. You might just have to fill up the air a little bit more, or you might have to check if there's some fault in the tire itself. So that's when the tire pressure light comes on. Again, this is not an immediate thing that is an extreme worry. You can make it in time to go to the air filling guy or the tire guy to get it checked, but you don't have to really panic or to be in a state of panic. Now another light that we see usually is that even in the freestyle, when you press this traction control, we see this little orange color light come up. This is traction control, and right now it's telling me that traction control is off. That means if I want to switch off the traction control, if I want to do some skidding or some drifting, or if my car is stuck in some kitchard or some muck and I want to really jimmy the car out, this traction control needs to be off, and it has a traction control, and below that has written off. When it is on, the light goes off. But when the traction control is acting, for example, when I am going down a steep slope and I need to make a turn at really high speeds, and the wheels are about to lose traction, and the traction control system kicks in to prevent that from happening, this light pops up and flashes to show me that the traction control is coming on. This is again just an informative thing. If the traction control light comes on permanently, that means the traction control has stopped working. We need to go and get it checked up immediately, because it will immediately, in the sense, as soon as you go to the service center, it's not that you have to go immediately and stop the car. You can take some time and go to the service center, because this needs to be addressed. In the future, your traction control will not be able to help you get out of a situation which will really require your car from skidding out of control. Now let's talk about some more relaxed and just some informative dialogue that your car is trying to tell you. It's like when you put on the headlamps, in green we have the headlamps that come on. If we put on high beam, we have in blue color the high beam color lights that comes on. At least that is the case in the Ford Freestyle, and it might vary from car to car. The icon looks almost identical, but these are just informative icons to tell you, or the car for you to have a dialogue with you, saying that the headlights are on, or if it becomes so dark, it's time to put the headlights on. That's when you know. These are more relaxed, just informative ones, have nothing to do. This is just a conversation with you and the car. So like I said, the dashboard is trying to communicate with the driver, and it tries to tell you all about the car in all these different forms of symbols, because it can't really communicate with you in words, so it tells you in all these symbols, and these symbols are essential for every driver to know what these symbols mean. So that is why we need to really know each and every symbol and understand what the car is trying to tell us, because the car could be trying to tell us that you need to immediately stop on the side of the road and assist this particular problem, or there's a problem and you have some time before you can go to service center and get it checked up, or just an informative one where it's just telling you about shift your gear up, or your headlights are on, or something as sort of that. The brains of the car, the ECU, is communicating to us through the dashboard, telling us the health of the car, health of the engine, and communicating all that to the driver, so the driver can take care of the car in any situation, so that the car can take care of the driver when you're driving on the expressway and etc. So guys, that wraps up this video, and if you all did like this video, please hit the like, subscribe, share button, and guys, please subscribe. Like I said, a lot of y'all guys who view my videos aren't subscribers, and that will really motivate me to continue making a lot of videos and will really help the channel grow in a big massive way. So if you're an automobile enthusiast, what are you waiting for, man? Just click that subscribe button, and we're going to be making tons of videos, automobile information, about technology, about cars technology. We're going to be talking about car reviews, a lot of new stuff that comes in the automobile industry, and this is just going to grow. This is just the start, guys. It's a long way to go. So do subscribe, be a part of the channel, be a part of the family, and you can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter with the same name, The Motoring Gossip, and I hope to see you in the next one. Cheers.